No petitions or delegations today. We'll go to staff reports under 6.1, business facade improvement grant application for 133 Vermilion Avenue. Mark.
Thank you. We've got a facade improvement grant application for 135. This is a retail location with suites above. They have just finished a exterior renovation on the lane side of their building, and they want to upgrade the facade on the Vermilion side basically to match. It's kind of a dark grayish brown hardy plank siding, and then reshingling the awning as well. So total project cost is over $18,000. So if approved, it would likely be the maximum funding of $5,000.
Questions? Councilor Gould.
Mark, I see that the awning is like a shared, like it's over more than one building. Will they just do what's in front?
Presumably, yes.
Okay. And then your report says that they would have to enter into or possibly have to enter an encroachment agreement?
Yeah, so with kind of the way we've handled the awnings that are over our sidewalks is if they require a building permit, at the very least, then we try to catch up on that legal easement as well. I have talked to the building department. They're a little unsure what the scope of work is, but with the BFI program, when they enter into the performance agreement, it basically asks for a review with the building department prior to work. So
That's when they'll give more details. Okay, perfect.
yeah.
No, it's gonna look nice.
Anybody else? Motion? Councilor Coyne. Seconder? Councilor Elliott. Any last questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Council reports. Councilor Gould.
I have no, well, I had the Vermilion Forest Community Forest meeting, and then our, committee of the whole, I think was the last one. That's it.
Councilor McLean.
Nothing other than my annual salmon migration report.
Thank you.
We were able to intercept a few.
Okay. Councilor.
As I stated at the last meeting in August, it's pretty quiet for me, so I have nothing to report.
Okay. Just trying to remember when our last meeting was. There's been lots going on. So just we had a meeting with Jared and Sean and directors from area H, B, and G, with the Minister of Water, Land, Natural or Resource Stewardship in early August there, discussing some of the projects that are outstanding and getting permits for approvals. We're still waiting on permits for certain works post-flood, so we've discussed that. And then as the valley, we discussed some water issues that are ongoing with the watershed and the ongoing drought and whatnot. So that was a good meeting. She used my office for a while to have a meeting, and then we had an hour and a half with the minister, which is pretty great because you don't usually get that kind of access. So, and then the next day, so we're working on a highway through the SBPS, working on a Highway 3 tourism kind of succession planning and business attraction program. We're almost to the point. So Destination Canada has a grant process out. We're working with Destination BC to do some matching funds, and then each participant has to put in some funds. So today at our SVPS meeting, we allocated $5,000 out of our budget to go to this. So that'll be our portion, and then we're working with Boundary Country and Christina Lake. So we're gonna look at a corridor-wide business succession planning, attraction, and like an inventory of all the tourism businesses along the corridors, so that we can hopefully go to the next stage, which would be attracting and developing more tourism-based businesses for the corridor. So that's an ongoing weekly meeting right now, just till we get to the grant. And Destination BC is looking after the grant process and everything for us. So then we had a regional district meeting. We had a special in-camera meeting to bring us all up to date last Thursday. Tomorrow we have another regional district meeting, and then they'll bring us up to date on that as well. So as everybody knows, the fire in Summerland, area F Folder, Meadow Valley, Garnet Valley, all those areas, pretty devastating fire. Roughly 20,000 evacuees, all within a 5-hour process. You know, I've heard mixed things. We have people over there. Ed and Maureen are over there working. They're still there as far as I know. There's been a fire protection or fire structure protection unit that is a joint between Eris, Princeton, I think Hayes Creek has people on it, have all been on scene. Yeah, so it's been a really a regional approach to supporting this. The far end of Area H over in the Trout, over by Thirsk Lake, that is on evacuation order right now. There's an evacuation alert that goes all the way to Jellicoe. So it's still advancing, just not as fast as it was. It did take a little bit of a turn, but we continue to watch that fire. And Dave Stringfellow's back from working on the Boston Bar fire, I think he was on. So he's back, and they're coordinating some efforts up there right now with Cindy, the fire chief from Hayes Creek, and whatnot. So the whole area is kind of on alert right now, just to keep an eye on what's going on there. Everything will be weather dependent between now and when the snow flies, so how that fire progresses or does not progress. So who else did we speak with? Through all that, I've had some conversations with the Minister of Forests, the Emergency Management Office, the ALC, just doing what we can do to help. We did open a ESS center for a couple days here in Princeton. That was to support the evacuees that were coming out of the side of Trout Creek, and we ended up servicing members of the Summerland community as well from here, because they got dispersed everywhere. Yesterday, Lyle and I met with the Minister of Transportation about the Copper Mountain Road intersection with Highway 3. Presented them with that. They're going to work with our staff on some planning and some research on that. Asked them to extend that all the way to Sanang, so that way we look at a gradual reduction in speed, and then also bring in the intersection at the golf course and campground, because it's 90 kilometers an hour there as well. So also the Sanang intersection and the Taylor Mill, the 3 intersections at Taylor's Mill now. So just have them look at it all as one big unit. So they're going to do a traffic study and bring their engineers over and work with, I'm guessing, Jared and his team on that. Yeah, everything's still going busy on top of everything else. One of the things that, and then I was in Clearwater also during this last while for a SILGA meeting. So the day that the fire in Summerland broke out, we were on our way back from Clearwater when we got the phone call that it had happened. So kind of been super busy. One of the things that has come up since then is we had 3 fires in one day in town. One was a RV camper trailer that burned down on private property. Another one was an industrial fire that, and then the last one was actually, I guess, I don't want to call it arson, but it was a criminal. They arrested the guy. Unfortunately, he's been let out on conditions. He deliberately lit a fire down in the tunnel area and walked away from it. He did appear in front of a judge, and he was let out on conditions. So something I want to ask council is I'd like for us to write a victim impact statement on behalf of the community, because it put the entire community in a state of fear and panic, and also something that I've been discussing with the RCMP, and I think it's something we should attempt to do, is I want to write a letter to Crown prosecutors asking that they try to get the maximum sentence on this, but also I think we should be asking for a what do they call it? It's where they say you can't come back to town. So they can, a judge can make a decision to keep you from coming back to a community for a certain amount of time, and I think if somebody's willing to try to burn our community down, then it's the least we can do is ask the Crown Council to push for that as part of the ruling, and just show people that if you're not going to be part of our community, then we don't want you in our community right now. So I guess we can add that as a new business item. Carrie?
I'm just writing it all out.
Okay. And then, and if we're successful, then I think it's something that we can ask for in the future as well. I think if you break the social contract, then you need to be dealt with as such. And we have, I think we have people in positions of authority right now who will support us on those requests. So we just need to get Crown to convince a judge of that.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you had any idea of what the temperature in the RCMP office would be related to this.
I believe I could say with certainty that we have full support of our current RCMP detachment to try to get the maximum sentence on everything that we can get on. It's really not up to any of us. I mean, this is a new approach. If council wants to go that way, and I think it's needed. I think the certain individuals that are doing these things it needs to be shown that the community doesn't want. If you're not going to participate in our community, then we don't want you as part of our community. So
I would make that motion.
well, we'll do that in the new business.
Under new business? Okay.
This is just report. So
Right.
yeah.
Is there any, Carrie or Lyle or Spencer, is there any notification of what court cases are coming up prior to?
Sorta. Go ahead.
There's monthly court lists, yeah.
Yeah.
But usually the docket's not confirmed right away. Like, it's not months in advance.
We wouldn't have advance notice of, what I'm getting at is that years ago, we instituted a court watch so that there was an observer there on behalf of council just to bring back information about what cases went on and what the penalties were and whatever, just so that we could do exactly what he's talking about in terms of giving information. What we were going through at the time was high drug problems, and so we tried to put pressure on fines and whatever with regard to drugs. And to me, if we're going to keep going through this summertime fire thing every year, it seems like, then I couldn't agree with you more in terms of if we had an idea of what, if any fire ones were coming up, that you'd have a court watch person there to observe it and then bring it back to council and say, and then we would then pass on information to, if you're gonna do it through the prosecutors or you're gonna do it through the judges, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I think we should extend it not to just fires, but to repeat offenders to other things as well. Like, you know, like we need to, I think we need to make it very clear to judges that the community is tired of certain things, and try to convince them that, one, we don't have the resources to keep throwing at this, right? Like, we know when we have a rash of, you know, these small crimes, like where people are stealing from yards and everything else, the RCMP know who they are. They pick them up, they're let back out. So they're trying to get as many charges as they can on these people before they get them in front of a judge. But if we know these things are happening, and then when they do go, like they go to Oliver for a little while, everything just goes quiet, right? And then they get out, and then they come back to the community, and what do? It all starts up again. So I think if we get involved, the council gets involved, and we write these impact statements, and we start sending letters requesting for the maximum, or for these, I forget what they're called, but the restrictions to the community, it shows that we're tired of it, and it's got to be dealt with, and maybe then judges will work with us a little bit more. Because right now, I mean, Kelowna's done, I don't know how much money they've spent on research, and like the prime, or the majority of the crime is being caused by a small handful of people who have like rap sheets longer than all of our, you know, everything that we have here. Like it's insane. And why are we doing this? Like, why is this an ongoing thing? And if the government isn't going to change the laws to protect us, then I think we need to start standing up in a way. And I think we have a sergeant that will work with us and ask for the same, you know, work with us on trying to do this stuff, because something's got to give here.
So it's important to note that there's different levels of offenses too, right? You've got your municipal offenses that we can do under the Offense Act, and that we do with our bylaws. And then there's the criminal offenses, and then determine on the criminal code that can be charged on. It goes to prosecution, like to Crown Counsel. But I think the biggest thing is if it comes to where it is a criminal offense and the RCMP are able to charge them, then we have to do, like you were saying, support the local RCMP, and I agree with writing a victim impact statement, because I think that's a great idea. There's not a lot that we can do to, I wouldn't think we could ask for exclusions, but if there's history and they've got the cases of the repeat offenders, then supporting the RCMP is the way to go for building their case to give to prosecution.
I think we should ask for exclusions. I think we're the ones that represent the community, and our community is asking for something to happen. So I don't think it's unreasonable to ask Crown prosecutors to try to get those exclusions. Maybe the judges won't go for it, but if they keep hearing that we have certain people that we don't want here, and it's for what, 6 months or whatever.
I was just gonna
so it's
say,
not forever, but
usually
we're sending this message that we're tired of it, right? We just wrote a letter to the Attorney General asking for more court time, because bylaw has been told that court time's at a premium, and the only way we're going to get court time is if we, you know, get the Attorney General to approve more court time for Princeton. So we're asking for like 1 extra day per quarter just to deal with, you know, civil and municipal stuff, because the court services are like, we don't have time for you guys. So all the good work that we're doing, like now it's stuck in the queue somewhere. So I think it just needs to be shown, like you have to invest in this stuff, and you have to start working with communities, because I don't know, I'm tired of it. I've been tired of it for ages.
I'm agreeing that the biggest impact you can do is supporting the RCMP in that too, right? Like showing that what the impact is, especially if there's a history of damage that our staff can prove too.
Okay, if there's no more questions on that, we'll go to correspondence received and file. We have 3 letters there. The Ombudsman update from April 1st to June 30th. the Corporation of the Village of Slocan asking for continuation of the Local Government Climate Action Program funding, and City of Salmon Arm BC Government Climate Action Program funding continuation. Can I get a motion to receive?
So moved for receipt.
Thank you. Councilor McLean, seconder. Councilor Gould, any questions? All in favor? Carried. And then we'll go to new business, and that's to write a letter and a victim impact statement for Crown.
Can we amend the agenda? Can I get a motion to add it?
Sure. Motion to add it,
Please.
please.
Sure.
Thank you. Councilor Elliott, Councilor McLean, all in favor? Okay, now a motion to,
I've already made that motion.
okay, Councilor Elliott's making the motion.
Okay.
Seconder? Thank you. Councilor McLean, all in favor? No, he was fast on that one. Okay, so that passed. And then a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, you wanna get my
Hit the
attention.
Jeopardy button.
Gould, McLean.
I'll second.
All in favor. Carried. Thank you and good night, everybody.
You close at 5:30?